Yo, listen up, Rue is stepping up the game, where fantasy Premier League runs in his veins. From transfers to captains, he's always on top, guiding you through every game week non-stop. They say Rue got that Salah flow. Welcome to the channel, enjoy the show. Wild cards, free hits with so much vibe. If you're hunting for success, then make sure you subscribe.
Yo, good day everyone. What's going on? I'm FPL Rue. Welcome back to another live stream. So in this live stream, I'm going to go and be through my game week 25 team, looking at who I'm going to be starting, what transfers I'm going to be making, any chips I'm going to be playing. A big chip will be in play, but you're going to have to wait to find out a little bit later on in the video or in the live stream, I guess. Leave your questions in the comments as well, so I will be answering them after I've gone through all my team, etc. And I will bring some up that are kind of non-questions before that. So leave your questions in the comment section. We'll start off with my game week 24 team. So pretty good week, I'd say, for me. I did get a green arrow, ended up going up to about 365k. I was about 500k before game week 24. To be honest, the whole team did pretty well. I can't really complain. David Raya with a clean sheet. Obviously, it's a bit of a tough one for me because on my wild card I did go for David Raya over a Gabriel, over a Saliba, and it kind of hasn't worked. So yeah, for me, although it is good to get the Raya points, I'm a bit gutted that I've missed out, I guess, on Gabriel and Saliba by not owning them. However, it does allow me to get, I think, more. Well, at the time, I thought more attacking defenders, and allows me to have Arsenal, which is one of the best teams in the league, as a guaranteed starter in my team every week in goal. Whereas the defense, I can kind of work around different fixtures, etc. So, to be honest, it hasn't really hurt me until this week when they obviously both scored. So, yeah, that is a tough one, but I'm happy with the 6 points. Trent ended up getting an assist before he got taken off injured. It does seem like a recurring injury, and he is likely to miss 2 weeks. So, yeah, not ideal. But again, we'll talk about that later on in this stream. Senesi, absolute goat. Ended up playing him over Moreno. Thanks to the my Twitter followers for that, as I'm in an hour in who to play, but they did suggest going for Senesi. Or some of them did. Some of them said Moreno as well. But yeah, for me, I think it was a good move, and obviously he got the 8 points, which I'm over the moon with. Doughty was my transfer in game week 24. I did bring him in. Disappointing him with the 1 point. He had a couple chances, I guess. Almost got an assist, but yeah, disappointing with that point, especially it was Sheffield United at home, which for me, I did expect Luton to actually win that game. So for me, it was disappointing that he only ended up getting 1 point. In midfield, I ended up playing Saka, which was great. Although some people actually got rid of Saka the same week, which was very unfortunate. And to be honest, really gutting if you did. But yeah, I ended up keeping him, which was really good. He ended up getting a couple goals in that game week, and Palmer as well. I know some people did bench Palmer. Obviously ended up starting him, and he got a couple assists, and it was on the Monday Night Football, which is always nice. A nice thing to happen is I guess think that your scores are done and then someone comes in with 2 assists. So yeah, over the moon with that one. Phil Foden, disappointing, only 3 points. For me, to be honest, I can't really complain. He's just scored a hat-trick. So for me, it is disappointing, but I can't, to be honest, complain about that one because Foden has done me well since I brought him in. Jota, 7 points. So he was my transfer in as well. I did bring in Doughty and Jota. And Jota, yeah, got on the score sheet straight away. So really happy with him. And then looking forward to playing him in the double game week as well, in game week 25. Watkins with a 2-pointer. Disappointing. He probably should have scored against Man United, but he didn't. And to be honest, it wasn't. Again, Watkins just come off the back of a massive haul as well, so I can't complain too much. But potentially I should have transferred him out for Darwin, but again, we'll talk about that a bit later on. Haaland with 2 goals. I'm sure a lot of people were getting a bit sweaty, a bit itchy when he hadn't scored a goal by the 70th minute. But to be honest, I was always calm. I knew Haaland would deliver, and he did deliver. And he captain's armband. Happy days with that one. And then Solanke ended up chipping in with an assist, meaning that me bringing in Darwin for him probably wasn't the right move at the time, but it could be potentially the right move for this game week coming up. For game week 25, this is how my team looks currently. Raya in goal, Burnley away. Really happy to play him in this game. I think Arsenal are looking pretty solid defensively, and I think Burnley, albeit they did okay in their last game, not the best, but they did okay against Liverpool. Yeah, for me, I do fancy Raya to keep a clean sheet in this one. Obviously, the big talking point, I've got Trent in this team. It's going to be a tough decision on whether to just bench him, because I do have Moreno with a good fixture on the bench, Fulham away. So there is a chance to bench him, because, yeah, I'm more than happy to play Moreno. I think that fixture is actually really good for him. But obviously, I'm probably going to have to take out Trent in game week 26 anyway. So there is an argument to say that should I just do it now and maybe get another double game week player, or save a bit of money, because obviously Trent will go down in price, and just get Trent in now, get Trent out now. So it's going to be a tough decision, to be honest. And I almost went to Ake last night because Ake rose in price, but for me, I'd just rather wait and see how things progress. Because if Guavardio's injury is not too bad, then I think Ake's position in the team is not as secure, I guess, because obviously he will play left back. Also, Kanji can play left back as well. Rico Lewis potentially could play there, but to me, there are a few other options. And the last thing I want is to bring in Ake. He plays one of the doubles and then doesn't play in 26. But yeah, so I'm gonna have to think that one through. I could obviously go for Van Dijk, but using a transfer just to take him out again the week after, when, to be honest, my defense is actually full for next game week. I don't have an issue with it, because I've got, for game week 26, that is. So I've got Estupinan, who has a game. I've got Senesi, who has a game, and I've got Moreno, who has a game. So I'm not really stressed about my defense. I'm going to have 3 defenders, obviously, if all goes well. All goes well, then I will have 3 defenders for game week 26. But I still think it's probably worth just going to Ake just to get an extra doubler. Because if Trent obviously is out and I end up playing Moreno, then all I'll have in my team is 3 doublers, which for me is a bit worrying. Well, obviously I got Luton as well, but out of City and Liverpool, I only have 3 doublers, which is, I think I'd like more. So there is a potential move, but we'll go about that after I've talked about my whole team. Estupinan, hoping he starts, because Sheffield United away is a really good fixture. He did start the last game week after missing out. Came off at halftime of one game week, and then didn't start and came on for about 20 minutes in game week 23, I think it was. But I'm hopeful he does start in this game. To be honest, it is a very, very good game for him. Sheffield United away. Brighton are looking very, very good. I am a bit worried about the Europe for Brighton coming back up. Will he be rested for that? But to be honest, it is a tough one. I just can't see myself taking him out with Sheffield United away next. And Brighton's fixtures are not too bad. I just hope he plays, to be honest. That's the main thing for me. And if he doesn't, again, Moreno's on the bench if I do take out Trent for someone else. So I will have players playing, but next week is the week I need him to play, to be honest. Doughty with a double game week. Man United at home, Liverpool away. Again, not the best double game week, but I think that Man United at home game, Luton can get a few goals in that, and not a few goals. I say they can get 1 or 2 goals, and hopefully Doughty can be on the score sheet, or even make an assist or keep a clean sheet. Liverpool away, I don't see him get anything from that. I'm just hoping he doesn't get absolutely battered, and I hope they keep it to under 2 goals, to be honest. On the bench, yeah, Moreno's there, ready to come in. I do like that fixture for him, Fulham away, but Villa are on a bit of a bad run on form, I say, and obviously away from home, they're not as good, even though they've lost their last few home games. But yeah, for me, I'll probably just keep it like that for now, and Trent will be the only one that's on the chopping block. Before we go into the midfield, I will bring up a couple of questions that are relevant. So we've got a question here from Pulkit Chabara. So, will you consider getting Gabriel? Burnley and set pieces, and Arsenal lately being so good at it. It looks like Gabriel could haul again. I just don't think I want to double up on the Arsenal defence, because obviously I've got David Raya. So I just don't think I want to double up on that defence, and then they still potentially could blank in game week 29, which is fine. I think any player I bring in will be blanking in 29. But yeah, I'm just not sure I want to double up on that defence when I could go for a double game week player like Ake. But it is definitely an option. I just don't know if I'd go there. So yeah, we've got another question about the defence. So from Everton. Hi, Roo. Trent is ruled out. Why are you playing him, mate? Triple captain this game week, you think, is a big trap. So yeah, this is just how my team will look without my transfers. We'll talk about my transfers later on. But I just wanted to just show you how it would look without my transfers. Trent will be coming out well, it doesn't have to come out, as I was just saying. It could play Moreno instead. But I think he'll probably will come out for someone like Ake or someone like Van Dijk. But yeah, I'll talk about that later on in this stream. Everton again, so Doughty against Man United, who are in decent form, and Liverpool away. I'm not sure. Yeah, no, I completely understand. If it was just a single game week fixture, then fair enough, I wouldn't play him. But you've got 2 chances of getting returns. You've got 2 appearance points. You've got 2 sets of bonus. So it's just double the chance for me for him to get something. Even if it is 1 assist in 1 game, and then he ends up getting 2 points, he still will end up on 7 points, which another player would have to get a clean sheet or an attacking return to match that, whereas he will only have to get kind of an assist or appearance points or bonus points, etc. It's just more chance of him, I guess, having a chance to get more points in more games. Cool. That's it for the defense in terms of comments. We'll do the rest of the comments when we move on to the midfield. So midfield is probably one of my strongest parts of the team this game week. Saka with Burnley away, really, really good fixture. Arsenal have just scored 6. I can't see them scoring 6 again, but I think they will score goals against Burnley. So yeah, really happy with Saka. To be honest, Arsenal's fixtures do look really, really good, and it is maybe a chance to maybe double up on their midfield. But for now, I'm probably just going to stick with Saka and see how it goes. Garnacho, Luton away. I'm really happy with him. I know a lot of people don't have him, and he's my bench option, my 5th midfielder, and he's playing in a good fixture, Luton away. Well, potentially good fixture. We don't know. Obviously, Doughty could come up with a masterclass and keep them out. But for me, Doughty is probably mainly an assist potential. And yeah, Garnacho could do well in this game. He's looked pretty good for Man United, and I think he will play in this game. I can't see his place being taken over by Anthony, etc. So Garnacho starts with Luton away. Foden with a double game week. Chelsea at home, Brentford at home. Foden's been smashing it for me recently, to be honest. He's got the hat trick 2 game weeks ago. He's been getting assists, getting goals. Even with De Bruyne in the back, he can play on the right, play on the left, even play in the middle with De Bruyne. So for me, yeah, really excited to have Foden for this double game week at home. Also, Diego Jota. Again, really, really good fixtures for him. Brentford, Luton. The vice captain is on him, and it's a white vice captain, but we'll talk about that again in the forward section because I don't want to give too much away. But yeah, I think he potentially could be a captaincy option. I just think there are better options out there. But vice captain, I think he does look very, very good for that. And I think Liverpool will score goals in the Brentford game. I don't think Brentford are that solid defensively, to be honest. Luton game could be a bit tougher. I think Luton have done well against the bigger teams this season. They only conceded 1 to Spurs. I think they only conceded 1 to City as well. And yeah, for me, I think they've been doing pretty well against them. So I don't expect loads in that game, and that's right before the cup final as well. So who knows? Liverpool could be resting players for that game. On the bench is Cole Palmer against his former side, City away. It was a tough decision. Obviously, I've got Garnacho there, who has a pretty, I guess, okay fixture. I think Luton away is going to be very tough for Man United, but I do see Man United winning. So I think I just have to play Garnacho, even though Palmer's on pens. Palmer plays against his old team. He's been smashing it at the moment. But for me, I think I just have to play Garnacho over him. We'll bring up a few comments now about the midfield. So first comment here is... So would you go for Palmer or Richarlison, Richie Blanks in game week 20 and get in the next game week? I'd probably... What do you mean, though? Bringing in? I'll probably bring in neither of them. I don't think there's any point if they're going to blank in the next game week. I'd probably bring in a double game week player or a player that does play in the next game week. Yeah, I wouldn't be bringing in any of them, to be honest. Next question. So Hussein is saying De Bruyne is missing from your team. Yeah, I'd love De Bruyne on my team. There's just no way I can get him. If I take out Trent to a cheap player, I still can't afford him unless I take out someone like Jota, Foden, or Saka. I can't afford him to do Palmer to De Bruyne. So yeah, there's no De Bruyne for me, unfortunately. We'll do this question and we'll do one more and then go on to the forwards. Everton saying, I actually fancy Doughty and Morris during game week 28 against Palace and Bournemouth. Yep. I think they're good options for that. I think Bournemouth and Luton players are really good options for that. Obviously, Bournemouth, I guess, have better games and they're probably a better team because they've got Sheffield United at home and Luton at home. But I think Luton have really, really good fixtures too, Palace and Bournemouth. So, yeah, definitely really nice options for game week 28. We'll bring up this one as well. So from Pulkit Chabara. So, hey, buddy, I have 4 double game weekers in KDB, Haaland, Robertson, and Darwin. Planning to get Foden in for Richarlison with my 1-3 transfer. So that makes it 5. How much should I push to get Jota? If you can get him... To be honest, it depends who you're taking out. I think you've covered most of it. You got 3 of the best, probably Man City options: KDB, Foden, Haaland. You've got coverage of Liverpool's defense. You've got Liverpool's attack in Darwin, and I think Darwin probably has more chance of starting both games than Jota does. So I think you've probably got the slight better Liverpool forward potentially. So I think it depends who you're taking out. If you're taking out Palmer for Jota, then fair enough, because Palmer's blanking next game week 2. But if you're taking out a player that has got a single game week and he's got a good single game week and he's got a fixture in the next game week, then I probably don't think it's worth it, to be honest. But yeah, let me know who you're thinking of taking out for Jota and I can help you. Okay, Hussein with another comment. So this is my defense: Doughty, Robertson, Reguilon. What do you think? Yeah, it looks good to me. All double game week players. Who are you benching though for them? and I can let you know. Okay, cool. We'll move on to the forwards now. So for the forwards, so Watkins, Haaland, and Solanke. Watkins with Fulham away, I think is a really good fixture for him. I actually think Fulham were on a decent run of form a few game weeks ago, but they've been pretty bad recently, to be honest. And yeah, I can definitely see Watkins getting a return in that game. Solanke, Newcastle away. It's not ideal, but Newcastle have actually been conceding goals recently, and to be honest, I think Solanke can score against anyone. And I know it does look like a tough game on paper, but Newcastle definitely have been conceding goals. But there is an option for me to take out Solanke. We'll bring up a few comments first, and then I'll talk about my transfer plans. But there is a chance for me to take out Solanke and kind of just really, really attack the double game weeks. For me, though, I just don't know if it's worth it, because obviously I want Solanke back for the double game week in game week 28. I'm probably not too fussed about him until game week 27. So yeah, it will be a tough one, but I'll talk about that a bit later. I'll just finish my forwards off and get some comments up. So Haaland, the triple captain is on Haaland. 2 home games: Chelsea at home, Brentford at home. To be honest, potentially there could be a better triple captain later on down the season. Potentially there could be a better double game week fixture. There could be a better player, doubt it, to play it on. Salah could have a better double game week. But for me, I think Haaland, 2 home games, teams that concede goals as well. So it's not just maybe 2 home games against someone like Arsenal or Liverpool or even a Villa or Brighton. They're 2 teams that do concede a lot of goals. And to be honest, Haaland at home is just a different beast. And yeah, I just can't see a better double game week on paper. And it gets it out of the way, which I think is crucial, because in other double game weeks later on in the season, you might want to play more like other chips, which you can't obviously play 2 chips in one game week. So it kind of stops you from having to think about the triple caps, and you can just concentrate on the free hit, the wild card, etc., etc. So yeah, for me, I think getting it done early, getting it done with Haaland, getting it done with 2 really, really good fixtures. Yeah, I just think it's a really good move to do. And yeah, to be honest, I can't see why I'd save it and why I'd go for anyone else. For example, some people might be thinking about going for Liverpool options like Jota, maybe even a Darwin. For me, I just think with that cup final next weekend, obviously Man City have a Premier League game, but with the cup final, I think maybe some players could be rested in that Luton at home game. We'll go through the comments now. So we'll start off with the first one, talking about forwards. So Hussein's saying, "Hi, should I get Tony?" It all depends on who you're taking out. I think Tony is a really, really good option. He doubles in this week. He doesn't blank in 26 and he doesn't blank in 29. The fixtures are terrible. Don't get me wrong. They are really, really bad. But I think Tony can score against anyone, and he's on pens. He'll play 90 minutes. There's no chance he's going to get rested, especially with how bad Brentford are doing at the minute. I know they've got a result against Wolves, but yeah, for me, Tony is a player that you can just kind of set and forget up until game week 29. And the game week 29 fixture against Burnley is probably one of the best in game week 29. So yeah, for that reason, I probably would go for Tony if you want an easy life and you want a player that you can just keep until game week 29. But like I said, it all depends on who you're taking out. Go through to the next comment. So also Tony against City and Liverpool, it's a big call. Yeah, no, it is a big call, but I think, like I said, I think Tony can score against anyone. It only takes a penalty for him to get a goal, maybe a couple bonus. Then he's got 4 appearance points. You're looking at a 10-pointer, 11-pointer just by 1 goal. Just don't forget that, like I said, with double game weeks, you got double the chance of bonus points. You got double appearance points. for midfielders, defenders, you got a clean sheet points. So it does all add up. But for me, I just think you're going to want a forward line of Watkins, Haaland, and Solanke at some stage of the season. So for me, I'm just not sure. Bringing in Tony does affect that. The only way you could bring him in is to maybe bring him in. It's tough because for game week 29, you're going to want Tony, Haaland, Watkins, but for 28, you're going to want Solanke in there. So unless you do him for example, if you don't have Solanke now, just get Tony and then you go Watkins, Haaland, Tony up until game week 28, and then you bring in Solanke for game week 28, and then you bring in Watkins back for Solanke in game week 29. I think that's a good way to do it. But you could also bring in Tony just for game week 29 for Haaland or Solanke. So I think there's more there's more opportunities to bring in Tony later down the line, whereas Solanke, you kind of need him for game week 28. And if you don't have him before game week 28, you're going to have to bring him in and take him straight back out. So it is a tough one with Tony, but the good, I guess, point of him is you can just leave him in up until that time. Probably Watkins is the player I'd swap him for, because Watkins, again, doesn't have a double game week coming up. Obviously, he plays in 29, but so does Tony. So for me, it just depends, who you're taking out. And for me, I think he is probably essential for game week 29. I don't think he's essential for this double game week though. Next question or next comment. Christian, how's it going, mate? Arrived late to this one. Yeah, we just went through my game week 24 team and then all the points I got. I'll skip back for you quickly if you want. And then looking at my game week 25 team. So this was my team in game week 24, 86 points, with a -4. Jumped from about 500k to 365k, which is really happy with that. Good scores, good captain. Palmer on Monday night as well, done the business for me. So yeah, it was a good week, and then just went through my team. Okay, cool. Next comment. So Hussein's saying bench of Gabriel, Palmer, Trippier. Oh, that is a tough one, because you'd think you'd have to play the double game week player, but that is tough. To be honest, I'd probably play Gabriel over Reguilon, to be totally honest with you, or even Trippier over Reguilon. I think the attacking threat for them both. They both got pretty good fixtures, I'd say. Even though I do fancy Solanke to get a goal in that, Trippier is a threat from set pieces. I'll probably play one of Gabriel or Trippier, but again, I don't. If you want to play a double game week player, then to be honest, I'd probably do the same. But at the same time, I probably think Gabriel and Trippier are a little bit too good to bench. Christian questioning. So debating transfer this week, either Cunha out for someone or Palmer out for He-Chan or Roll. Yeah, it depends who you've got, because Cunha out, I've heard he's going to be out for the season, to be honest. I don't know how true that is, but that's what I've heard. So potentially that could work. It depends, who you could get for Cunha. Could you go for maybe a Leon Bailey, and then that way you've got a player for 26 and 29? Because I don't think Wolves will play in 29. Or you might be playing your free hit then, I'm just not too sure. But Palmer out could be good. City away, then he blanks as well. So that is definitely an option. Cool. Next comment, we've got Christian again. Debating triple captain, would prefer to use it on Son. Yeah, Son will have a double game week at one point, because obviously Spurs miss game week 26. So that means that fixture against Chelsea, and it's Chelsea away, will have to go somewhere. So I guess any double game week Spurs miss will end up being having Chelsea in it. And potentially they could have another double game week after that. But it all depends on the FA Cup. So Son will definitely get a double game week. So if you did want to use it on Son, there is a chance to do that, but obviously we don't know what fixtures there'll be. Bulkit Kabara saying, thanks a lot. Don't have money for Palmer to Jota, so Saka or maybe Robertson to Bradley, and then Palmer to Jota, but that's a -8. Last option is Lee Foden and getting Alvarez. Jota for Richie, Watkins. Yeah, I wouldn't do it for a -8, to be honest. Yes, Jota could do that, could do well, but don't forget you're going to have to take him out next game week as well. So that's another -4, another -8. It's getting too much. Jota's got to score at least 3 goals for you to get them points back. So yeah, it's probably a bit too much to take a -8. And there's always a chance he doesn't start both. If Salah is back, potentially Jota could be on the bench for one of them. Paul Kit is saying, oh, we've got this comment already. We've got Philip here. So can't decide to bring in Virgil van Dijk or a non-game week 26 blanker. If I bring in Van Dijk, I'll need to take a -4 next game week. Yeah, so it's basically who do you think will score more? If you go for Ake and he does play both games and he plays in 26, then obviously that's a better option. But you don't know that for sure, which is the tough one. You just have to think, do you think Van Dijk will outscore your alternative option by 4 points? Then if the answer is yes, then go for Van Dijk. Christian with a question. Nice game at 24 there. Game at 25 looks good too. Yeah, it does look good. I just got to decide what to do with Trent. There are a few options I was talking about, either going for Ake or going for Van Dijk. Could also go for an Arsenal defender, Gabriel, and just kind of bank that they're going to keep keeping clean sheets and double up on that Arsenal defence. So there are a few options, but yeah, I'm not too sure at the minute, to be honest, because I kind of want Darwin, but obviously I can do that now if I'm taking out Trent. Because if I'm taking out Trent, then I can go Solanke to Darwin. So there is a chance to do that, but I just don't know if I want to be honest. I don't know if I want the aggro of having to bring in Darwin then take him out straight away. It kind of doesn't really work for me, to be honest. I think that the best way for me to do it, because if I take out Solanke for Darwin this game week, and then I don't have a striker for next game week, which would be fine, but I've got Palmer on my bench, so I'd either have to do Palmer to someone, or basically do Darwin back to Solanke. But then Solanke's got City anyway, so it's like he might as well be blanking, to be honest. I know City can concede or whatever, but to be honest, I don't know if it's worth the hassle of doing like a -4 and then a -8. The only way I think around it would be to go Trent to an Ake, then Solanke to Darwin, and then next game week go Palmer to Bailey. That's the only way, I think. But I'll try and get up a little planner so you can see my thoughts. We've got another question in. Quinton, hello mate, how's it going? Thoughts on whether you are predicting Foden KDB to outscore Haaland this week? No, I don't think so. I think KDB always has a chance with the assists racking up and just the bonus points and the extra point for a clean sheet. Obviously, midfielders get an extra point for the goal as well. So there is always a chance. But I think Haaland is probably guaranteed to play both games, whereas Foden and De Bruyne, even though I think they will, because Bernardo Silva's out now, Grealish is out. So the options are starting to get a bit low for City in terms of like attacking threat. But I think Haaland's probably the better option this game week, and he probably will outscore both Foden and De Bruyne. But I'm gutted not to have De Bruyne in my team, to be honest, as I think he's played 90 minutes in midweek in the Champions League. To be honest, I think he's back to full fitness now, and he is scary and he is a threat. And we've seen him in in double game weeks before score like 40, 30 points. So yeah, KDB can do it, but I think Haaland, 2 home games. We know how good Haaland is at home as well. So I'd probably go for Haaland. So I already used my triple captain. So I was thinking of going KDB and Foden. Yeah, I know what you're saying, because obviously everyone is going to go triple captain Foden. So you're kind of losing anyway, even if he does do well. But I guess yeah, it's a high risk or play it safe, because if you do go for Haaland captain, then you're only missing out, I guess, on one set of points. So if he scores 20, you get 40, they get 60. But at the same time, if you go for Foden and Haaland gets 20, you're missing out on a whole 40 points rather than a 20 points. But at the same time, if Haaland blanks and you've got Foden who does well, then you're laughing. So it's if you want to take the risk or not. It is risky, but I think De Bruyne, to be honest, can do that. Foden can as two. He's just scored a hat trick, but I think De Bruyne could be the one to go for if you did want to play it like that. Christian with a comment here for Quinton. So not just because he's in my team, but I think Foden has a chance to outscore, because nobody ever seems to mark his off the ball movement. Yeah, fair. But I think De Bruyne, you've got set pieces, free kicks, and I think Foden scored a free kick this season, right? But yeah, De Bruyne set pieces is another factor as well. And to be honest, I'd much rather captain or triple captain, or even captain a midfielder if they're the same level or the same, I guess, good FPL pick, because they do get that extra point for a clean sheet. They get the extra point for a goal. And obviously with double game, you've got that twice. If City keep 2 clean sheets, that's an extra 2 points. Yeah, it doesn't sound like a lot, but it still adds up. It's almost like an assist for Haaland. Haaland assist is 3 points. So plus you've got the extra point for a goal. So say if, for example, Haaland gets a goal and 2 assists, and then De Bruyne gets a goal and 1 assist, and ends up keeping 2 clean sheets, ends up getting obviously the extra point for a goal. He's basically got the same points as Haaland with 1 less attack in return. So I do like captaining midfielders. It's just Haaland, to be honest. If it wasn't Haaland, then I could probably make a case for captaining midfielder, but because it is Haaland, I just think, and it's at home as well. If it was Haaland away from home, I think I could make the argument, but because it's Haaland at home, Chelsea and Brentford, I think, concede goals, and City are flying at the minute. So yeah, for me, I think it's got to be Haaland. Keep leaving your questions in. If you are new to the channel, or if you're not new and you haven't subscribed yet, please do subscribe. Trying to hit 2K before the end of the season. I think it's doable on about, let me just get it up. I think we're on about 1,252. So about 748 to go. So if you are new, please make sure you do subscribe and smash a like on the stream as well, as it does help the algorithm. If there are no more questions, I think I'm going to call it a day now. I'm going to see One Love in the cinema in about 20 minutes. So I need to go get ready. But yeah, appreciate everyone that's locked in. Good luck for the game week. Keep leaving your comments, as I'll try and jump in the comments of the end video that YouTube creates and answer any comments, or yeah, send them through on Twitter. And yeah, good luck for the game week. Cheers. We're just running the video.
Yo, listen up, Rue is stepping up the game, where fantasy Premier League runs in his veins. From transfers to captains, he's always on top, guiding you through every game week non-stop. They say Rue got that Salah flow. Welcome to the channel, enjoy the show. Wild cards, free hits with so much vibe. If you're hunting for success, then make sure you subscribe.